Vicky.
And I'm Andrew.
And this is Paul and Loki.
Hey!
And this is Paul and Andrew and Loki and Vicky. Watch all of Hellraiser. And tonight we'll be watching the 2011 film Hellraiser Revelations.
Drink.
I've been reading up on it.
Oh.
This is going to be a ride.
Cheers, everybody.
For those who haven't seen this before, this is a bring your own copy watch-along party. So if you just joined us, you got about 20 minutes-ish to grab a copy of reputedly the film Hellraiser 9, Hellraiser Revelations 2011, and get ready to hit play when we do the countdown, or run away.
And then over the next 90 minutes or so, you will all watch along together and you'll get to see the will to live slowly drain from our eyes.
It's not going to be slow.
Talking about the will to live, we're going to say hello to the comments section, which I think are comments people. Hello.
One fan's already
lost
there.
It already.
One true fan is already there.
Really?
Yes.
I didn't see.
Turned up early. That's because we started late.
Hello there. I had not spotted. Well done. Hello.
Hello. So, Paul, what have you been watching over the last 2 weeks?
Not a lot recently. I've started watching Good Omens again. So I've made my way through the first season of that again, and I've just started the second season. So I think I'm about 2 episodes in.
It's quite good.
It's a bit different at the moment. I don't know where it's going, which is quite interesting.
Yes.
So, yeah.
I have watched the season, but the thing I really liked about it was I really liked the original book. I liked what they did with the TV series, but the TV series was very much the film of the book. So this is moving a step on. So it's like, right, you set all this scenario up. Let's see what you can do. And what they've done is quite nice.
So I loved the book. I read that years and years ago. My favourite is actually the radio play because BBC did one.
Yes,
which is very, very good.
Is that a radio play or a radio version of or a reading of the book? Because
it was a radio play. So, yes.
Sweet! I would love to try that then.
Slightly different from the book. You obviously recognise some of the jokes, but there's some different ones in there for you as well.
Very good.
Okay then, and Vicky, what about you? What have you been watching?
So I have watched The Lake House. I've rewatched the Meet the Romans series, Encanto. I've also rewatched a few of Encanto. Sorry, and I also rewatched a couple of the series on Netflix. So that's Ashes of Love and Autumn Concerto.
Ooh,
sounds fancy.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, they're interesting. They're, it's quite nice. Yeah, Lake House is beautiful film. Absolutely beautiful film.
I'll have to give it a go.
Have you not seen it? Oh, no.
No.
I've one of those ones we just keep watching again and again, so you're more than welcome to borrow that at any point.
Please.
Yeah, it's got Keanu Reeves and Sandra Bullock, and actually it's probably her most underrated, I think.
You had me at Sandra Bullock.
Yeah, it's a very, very gorgeous film. So, what about you, Andy? What have you been watching?
What have I been watching? I have been watching One Piece on Netflix, which is rather good. It's got to be rather good because the fans of the anime and of the manga don't hate it.
Oh wow! Okay.
Yes,
something, doesn't it?
I believe the general statements have been they haven't death noted it. So it's that, and as someone who's neither read the manga nor watched the anime, I've been enjoying the first couple of episodes, and I might try the anime and the manga now, which I can't really think of a higher compliment. I watched Witch Trap, which is a obscure 80s horror, which has got a very low rating on IMDb, and I have umbrage with that because whilst it's not the best performances, because unfortunately they lost all the audio from the movie.
Okay.
So they had to redo it all post. All the dialogue.
Ooh, okay.
And it's very apparent. A lot of the people involved in that film either weren't good in the studio or weren't paid enough to give a monkeys when they got called back.
Yeah.
Like Billy said as well, when they got called back a while later to watch it, and surprisingly enough, first act is okay, second act is good, third act is great. Budget 80s movie, it's like third act is normally when they absolutely shit the bed. So that was nice. And I've also watched Heart of Stone, which I'm taking as Gal Gadot's apology for Red Notice. And it's all right. It looked a lot like Red Notice, and I didn't want to burn it alive. There is one scene in it that drove me a little up the wall when they're in a hot air balloon, a blimp, and the blimp's filled with hydrogen.
And then they go inside it.
And then they go inside it and they talk a lot. And they aren't choking to death.
Yeah.
It's
I didn't quite figure out how the physics of that one worked. But
I also am like, why did you fill it full of hydrogen when helium would have worked better? Because apart from anything else, it's not very explodey. Do you not know about the Hindenburg, which is why they stopped using hydrogen at all, you idiots? It's like, oh, but no one lives in here. It's like, well, yes, neither do you. You don't have gas masks. Other than that, it was quite all right. And it was nice to see a female-fronted action movie that didn't deny the fact that it was a female-fronted action movie, but didn't stop at any point to go, hey, we're a female-fronted action movie. It was just a spy who was female and kicked ass, which was nice. So, yeah, that's what I've been watching. What else did I watch? Loads of other things, but those are the three that came to mind when I watched the script, when I wrote the script, because normally I'm doing like, RuPaul's Drag Race Down Under, which I've managed to get about a 90% success rate on calling so far. So that's quite nice.
Cool.
I watch a lot of telly because I have no life.
So I think we've come to that point of the show
where you don't read your green script.
I am reading my green script. Thank you very much, cheeky bugger. Yes, I am reading it. Thank you. Yes. A long time ago, in a live-action vampire game far, far away, I met my husband, the man that I love. And I did not realize at that time that the man I was marrying was obsessed with statistics.
Yay! Does that mean
it's time?
Is it time? I'm going to put a banner on.
Is it time?
Time.
Oh,
yeah. There we go. Yeah.
He didn't delete the presentation again. 2 times in a row, darling. Well done, you.
Well done. Yeah, thank you. So hello and welcome to Paul's exciting world of Hellraiser statistics. In our survey, 100% of respondents reported excitement upon seeing these statistics. Survey size of 2. Okay, so these films that we've been watching so far, they're all about the bad guy. The bad guy might not always get a lot of screen time, but they are always the stars of the show. So this time, I'd like to look at just how bad the bad guys are in terms of how many people they've killed during the course of their films. Okay?
Okay.
So we're going to start off with an iconic killer of the 80s. That would be, here we go, Freddy Krueger.
Yes!
That's Freddy!
Nightmare on Elm Street comes in with 88 kills.
Fun fact:
is that
from the movies that made us, that glove was a health and safety nightmare.
Yes.
It really was cutting people to pieces.
Yes, it was.
Namely, the actor who had to wear it.
Is that just so I know if there's any guessing involved? Is that the full run of Nightmare on Elm Street, or just the 80s Nightmare on Elm Street?
No, it's the full run, including the remake.
Okay.
Is it a remake or reboot?
And the TV series.
I don't think it's the TV.
No, that's
series.
including the TV series.
Oh, okay, fair enough.
I think so. Anyway.
Yep. There was a website I went to and it had stuff on it, so I've taken that as gospel. Who doesn't believe what you read on the internet? Okay. So the next one, a bit of an unexpected entry for me. That's Dr. Jack Griffin from The Invisible Man. So this is a 1933 film, I believe.
Yeah, you watched it with us.
Yeah.
Did it on we did it on Trash or Treasure as part of the...
I don't think I did watch this one with you.
It was as part of the science fiction double feature.
Yeah, and I'm not sure if I missed that one or not.
Oh, he goes absolutely fucking mental in that.
Yeah. But he clocks up 122 kills. That's impressive for the
He
first
takes out a
season.
train for shits and giggles.
Yep.
Why
So, yeah.
does he do that? Why does the Invisible Man
Shits and giggles.
Who works for the railway?
The
What's he hiding the trains?
the actual plot reason is that because he is invisible, he becomes divorced from society and turns into a psychopath.
Oh, okay.
So shits and giggles.
Right. So next up, we've got one of our old favourites. That's Michael Myers from Halloween. Is credited with 207 kills.
That's a steady. That's. Oh, hang on. Let me try and do the math. That's about 10 or 15 a movie.
Yeah, so it's not bad, is it?
It's not bad.
Yeah,
not bad.
Then we've got Pinhead, our current star of Hellraiser, is said to have about 339 kills.
Multiple nightclub scenes.
Yeah, but I'm going to say some of those might belong to the other Cenobites. So yeah, I think he might be taking credit for a few that aren't.
But if a general orders a orders it.
Yeah, it's debatable, but there we go. So yeah, he's clocking in at 339. But our previous favourite, Jason Voorhees from Friday the 13th, is said to have killed 24,885.
How?
Mainly due to crashing a ship through a space station.
Yes.
Accidents happen, you know. I don't know if that was really his fault. He was just wreaking carnage on the spaceship at the time, and it just crashed.
Undeniably superb Jason X, which will always be one of our favourites.
Yes.
One of the greatest in spaces.
Yes.
Just to make sure you haven't counted the ones from the first film, I hope.
No, because they weren't his.
Well done. Just wanted to double check.
Yeah. But of course, these aren't the baddest bad guys by far in film. Some characters in film have been claiming millions, billions, and even trillions of kills. But these are the bad guys that we're quite familiar with seeing in our runs. But I've got a question. If these are the bad guys, how do they compare to some of film's good guys?
I reckon the good guys kill more.
So Alice from Resident Evil franchise clocks up 271 kills, but most of them are zombies. Do they count?
Exactly. Yeah.
No, they don't count. They're already dead.
Okay then. Right then. On the other hand, John Wick is really missing his therapy dog because he gets 435 kills.
No, you do not mess with a human's dog.
Cannot take John Wick seriously ever since the silenced pistol fight on the subway with them walking along and no one noticing someone did an edit with the correct volume. That was genius.
But John Wick's not the worst. The James Bond franchise has been going for quite some time, and he's clocked up 597 kills over 7.
Again, though, I don't think that's much.
If you think how many films are involved, probably about 30 films, I think. And
I think Mr. Voorhees could give him a run for his money, even if you discount the spaceship.
Yeah, but in terms of kills per film. It's not that impressive. However, there is one that is very, very impressive.
Rambo?
Well, no. This is absolutely nothing compared to Disney Princess Mulan. Who takes down 1,107, most of which were innocent horses.
Hang on. So zombies don't count, but horses
do. Yeah, obviously. Okay. Then what have we got next? So this one is one of my childhood favorites. A young man gets indoctrinated by a cult and goes on to commit acts of terrorism.
Luke Skywalker.
Yep, there we go. Results in the death of over 1.5 million people, most of whom would have been the admin staff or maintenance workers on the Death Star. But there is someone who is a better good guy than Luke Skywalker. He's very rarely the hero of any films, but he does have a deluge of kills reported at almost 2.4 million. Apparently, that's mainly because he didn't like all the killing. Just wiped out a bunch of people. And on that heretical note, over to you, Andrew, for some amazing facts.
house is going to burn. Okay. So, from one version of hell to another. So,
A needle pulling through.
this is called Adventures in Film Options because following 5 years of Miramax and the Weinsteins trying to get an actual reboot made, in August 2010, they realized they found out that they were going to lose the options unless they made another sequel. Like, they were 4 weeks away from losing the options unless they made another
Right. Okay. Yeah.
sequel. So they rushed out this movie in 3 weeks.
Oh, all right. That explains a lot.
As in, from we're making a movie to being in the cinema in 3 weeks.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So the actual shoot was 11 days.
That's
They
long.
were
I was expecting with that
shooting the
3-week
film
window.
for 11 days. So and with a 3-week window on top, that's like 3 or 4 days to get everyone together, and 3 or 4 days to get it into post. So I won't be surprised if the credits are a little bit drippy. But so this is the director. This is Victor Garcia. Previous films of his include 30 Days of Night, Blood Trials, Return to House on Haunted Hill. You may spot a pattern here.
Mm-hmm.
And Mirrors 2.
Okay. I'm just going to quickly, very, very quickly interrupt you and say hello to Freya Perito.
Hey, Freya Perito! Pleased to meet you.
Hello.
So, he was the director for this because 30 Days of Night is excellent. 30 Days of Night Blood Trials. Not so much.
Is this the guy doing this film?
This is the guy who made this film.
Can I go now?
This is the writer. This is Gary J. Turncliffe. He previously wrote the kids' movie Hansel and Gretel.
Right.
Jack and the Beanstalk, Hansel and Gretel, which is a film about a modern-day person being transported to the world of Hansel and Gretel. Jack and the Beanstalk, which is a modern-day family film about a kid being transported to the world of Jack and the Beanstalk. Okay. And Megalodon, which is about a gigantic megalodon eating people. Yes, he also wrote this. Not quite sure how long it took him to write it, but 3 damn weeks production time. But, and this is important, this does mean it's the first movie we've done since Bloodline to be written explicitly as a Hellraiser script.
Okay.
So that's a good thing, isn't it, kids?
I mean, you would think that would be a positive move.
Yeah, and that's because this is an Ashcan movie. So, what is an Ashcan movie? I hear you say. So,
what is an Ashcan movie?
It's missing the T and the R.
Right. The generic trade term for something of this type is an Ashcan copy. This comes from examples of which we got here, which are Ashcan comics. Now, these were low quality comics, often done in incredibly small print runs. That were made often using previously published or incomplete art, and they were very popular in the 30s and the 40s to establish trademark. Basically, you've got the name for a title, you've got a name for a character, and because there was a high churn between studios, you made 1, 2, 3, maybe 10 copies, banged it out, just so you had the title or the logo or whatever it was you wanted to get copyrighted. The Ashcan was used because at the time that was the preferred term over garbage can because they had a lot of solid fuel. So wood and coal was the main heating process for a lot of houses. So you put the ash in the ash can.
Okay.
Anyway, the term is now applied to TV or cinema where a license for an IP is about to run out due to options, which we will get onto in a bit. Oh no, we'll get onto it now. So this is when basically an option, people who don't know, is when a producer buys the rights to a script or an IP or a product or whatever it is, before they've got the funding for the movie secure. So you would buy the option for, roughly speaking, it's normal. 10% is the normal traditional point. So you pay 10% of the fee for licensing up front, and then you have a certain time period, say 5 years, or 5 or 3 years, to get the film made and released. So basically, production company puts money on the table, gets the option, starts going into pre-production. With us so far?
Yep.
The idea is, with this, that the IP owner gets money in advance.
Yep.
Which for a lot of like independent productions, there's a bunch of comments if you want to rack them up. You're flying comments, I think.
Yeah, it's fine. Yep.
The person who owns the IP gets some money. The producer gets time to make the film, because it's on a time scale. The producer can't hold on to the rights indefinitely, but also the IP owner can't shop around for a better deal. So, for example, you can't give me 10 grand for the option to make a movie, and then I go around saying, hey, this guy gave me 10 grand for the option. I bet you would like it for 20 grand because it's obviously got value.
Yeah.
So it's designed to make everything better for everyone involved. And because this is Hollywood and so much of it comes down to what the damn contract says, it's often just a source of great amusement for people who are deeply cynical, like, hello. Anyway, notable cinematic examples of this include the 1966 version of The Hobbit.
The animated one?
Yes, that's 12-minute long. That's the just under 12-minute long animated version. Is
this the one that they had to shoot actual live action bits in to pad out?
No, that was the 76 version,
okay.
The 70s version, which that was actually an intentional production decision to try and make it look good. No, this was the version that was mostly still drawings, although some of them you can see visibly being pulled around, so it counts as animation. The person who bought the rights to this basically discovered he was about to lose them, so he got a 12-minute version made, screened it in a single Manhattan theater the day before the rights ran out. He paid people to watch it, got them to sign statements that they had seen it, thus retaining the film rights.
Right.
Tolkien paid 100 grand, which these days is basically £1 million, to get those bastard things back, because that guy, by making the film, maintained the rights so he could carry on exploiting and making movies.
Yes.
And Tolkien just went, "You bloody what?" That was that's the oldest, most notorious version of cinema versions. The other one is the Fantastic Four. Now, this was made by a friend of our movie watching, Roger Corman, for $1 million. Exactly $1 million. To the cent, $1 million. Irrefutably to $1 million. Because
I'm guessing there's a contract in the place that said.
Yeah, minimum production costs. So because people had learned. Had learned by this point. And that was never widely released. It's quite possible that the whole thing was done because someone got wind of the Marvel movies by Colin Feige getting made, rushed this into production so that they could keep hold of the rights, and then get them bought out by someone who was a lot more money to go and make a much better film, which was 20th Century Fox. So 20th Century Fox then owned the rights to Fantastic Four, or Fant4stick, as that should be pronounced. And this was a third movie that Fox did, but they did it because they were about to lose the rights, and because of contract stipulations, they had to, people had learnt even better by now. This was, the Hobbit was 1966. The Fantastic Four was 1994, so this is 10 years later. So they had, 2015, so it's 20 years later. So they had things like minimum advertising spend, minimum number of cinemas, blah, 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 blah. And so they literally just released this so they could keep hold of it, so they could then potentially make a new movie several years down the line. Unfortunately, it catastrophically bombed. Absolutely bombed. To the point that it quite possibly contributed to them having to sell to Disney, who are the people they were trying to sell it to, who got it as part of the buyout of 20th Century Fox. So yeah, they went bankrupt, and then Disney got 20th Century at a knockdown price. Anyway, this Hellraiser, joyfully, was released was shown in a single theater in California in March, on March 18th of the year after it had been made. And this was a cast and crew screening, which is a fine tradition.
Right.
So this was the first time most of them saw it. It's not quite clear how many of them turned up, but they decided to make it open to the public.
Okay.
So that's how cheap they were on this one. This is the cast and crew screening, and it is the one stipulated thing, which was how a member of Fangoria, it's not Fangoria, Bloody Disgusting, heard about it for it being on from a mate who works in the cinema, legged it down, watched it, and got a review in before anyone else did. And also why they knew that Bradley wasn't in it. He was not in it, and he wasn't very happy. These are all quotes, so no one can sue me. Following these discussions, and after reading the script and giving it due consideration, I've decided not to participate. The ink is barely dry on the script. It is scheduled to be in front of the cameras in 2 weeks' time and in the can by the middle of next month. The minuscule shooting schedule is more than matched by the budget. When asked years later how much he was offered for his role within it, and this may have contributed to his decision, he responded with, he was going to be paid the price of a fridge.
Oh, wow.
We don't know how big a fridge. We don't know how small a fridge. But it would have to be a really nice fridge for it to be worth his time. Yes, so that's why he's not there. So here's the question. How do you recast such an iconic character as Pinhead?
Well, I'm just going to guess that the answer is cheaply.
Yes. But also with two people.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yes. So that's Stephen Smith Collins. He does the face of Pinhead. He has a large resume of bit parts. And this is the voice of Pinhead. And that's Fred Taskroll. He played Samuel L. Jackson in Team America World Police, is currently the voice of Yosemite Sam, and is actually regarded as a one of the best bankable voice actors in Hollywood at this time. He does a lot. His resume is phenomenal. He's in Teen Titans, loads and loads and loads of cartoon work, loads of reputable works. Not a lot of horror, but I'm confident the voice will be good.
Cool.
So yes, Clive Barker absolutely had nothing to do with it. We know Clive Barker had nothing to do with it because Clive Barker tweeted he had nothing to do with it. Clive Barker specifically tweeted, "Hello, my friends. I want to put on record that the flick out there using the word Hellraiser is all caps. Not fucking is no fucking child of mine. End all caps. I have all caps. Nothing end caps to do with this fucking thing. If they claim it's from the mind of Clive Barker, it's a lie. If it's not even from my butthole." So,
a glowing review there.
Film 9, he is down in the credits by absolute contractual obligation. There are unsubstantiated rumors I have not been able to substantiate that he spent quite a bit of money trying to find out if he could get his name removed from it. Okay. Which is definitely a bold move.
Yep.
So yes, he is not a fan of it, but this is the first in the entire run that has no Clive Barker turning up and shoving his oar in.
Fair enough.
Kind of interesting. So, given all that, This is now we're on to what's the critics say. How are we on Hellraiser 9? Pure determination, and you just blank out the bad ones. Anyway, so Bloody Disgusting, from the review they did by literally just going to the cinema it was being screened the one time and grabbing a ticket because it was the cast and crew screening, but the public could go in because that's a contractual obligation. There just isn't much that can be done at a high level in such a short period. Again, 3 weeks.
Yes.
Actual critic reviews: Gone with the Twins. The tension is consistent and the special makeup effects are more than adequate. I don't know about you, but what I often look for in a cinema is more than adequate.
Yes.
That was the nicest thing I could find in their review, by the way. Alternate ending, who we've used before, so this is me trying to maintain some continuity. One can squint and see the version of Hellraiser Revelations that's good. It's a very far distance from this one.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. So that was like the best ones to get. I then went to IMDb because that's that's fair. That's fair.
Yeah.
And Ewan Curdy wrote, regarding all the hate from jealous online losers who don't know how to critique a horror film because they can't do any better writing of their own, I decided to download it and watch it, expecting to be disappointed. I was impressed. The acting was good. The storyline was amazing and very well executed. 10 out of 10.
Did he get a dodgy copy of it?
Number one, that sounds like he got a dodgy copy. And number two, 0 out of 23 people found that review helpful. That was the lowest ranked review on IMDb. The highest ranked review was from Smells Like Cheese. And I think it truly captures the spirit of this kind of cinema and the mindset of people who truly appreciate the art involved. And I hope you'll bear with me as I read it out in its entirety. Why? Sorry, hit the wrong button. So, again, this is the highest ranked. Why does Pinhead look constipated on the CD cover? Would you like me to read that again to allow you to have the full impact of the poetry?
Yes.
And yeah, that's that's where we are.
Thank you very much for that. So here's what IMDb had to say about the film, which is equally detailed. 2 college friends unwittingly release Pinhead and his minions. That's it. That's the entire tag for it.
I want to say something. Not only is this the first original Hellraiser, written for Hellraiser since Hellraiser 4, that is also the plot of every single Hellraiser movie we've watched. No one at any stage has wittingly released Pinhead.
No, I don't think anyone has done it particularly intentionally, have they?
They've done it intentionally, but they've not done it wittingly.
True.
They've always been very, very unwitting with what happens. So, yes.
Yeah.
Yes,
this is definitely time now to grab your drinks.
This is, hey, Vicky, going into this, are you excited about Hellraiser Revelations?
Oh, you can see it on her face.
Hey, Peanut Gallery, how are you guys feeling about what we're about to go through? Pink apple jam,
God.
or I've
Oh.
forgotten the name of Freya Prito. Any thoughts?
Oh.
God! Dot, dot, dot.
Yeah.
So-
Okay. Yes. On that note, Vicky, would you like to do the countdown?
Let's just rip off the Band-Aid now. Come on.
Okay.
God.
Sorry, he is so constipated.
3, 2, oh God, 1, go.
Well, it started.
Are we pleased about that?
Sweet alcohol.
Sweet release of death. Okay, we're a couple of seconds out, but I don't think anyone will give a monkeys. Well, it's not blown my eyes out so far, so I think that's
Yeah, they didn't put much money into the credits or titles rather.
We've got the Blair Witch Project. What the hell?
Yeah.
This is smart. This explains.
We're seeing right up his nose. He's wearing lipstick, for God's sake.
It's a couple of years out of date, but it's still. This is around about the time like YouTube and that's picking up and videos becoming a thing on mobile. A bit. And it covers the low production values. So
Yeah, I have to agree. I'm not a fan of shaky cam.
I'm a fan of appropriate shaky cam.
With each other, I'm assuming, because no woman will touch you.
We're about to get laid multiple times.
I get the feeling guys like that are really, really close to their right hand. Oh, God. Oh, God. STDs, here we go.
Playing into a popular trend at the time of making movies about urban myths. Well, about 5 years beforehand, but so we've got a 10-year a film that's the video technique is 10 years old and the concept is 5 years old.
Okay, well that went downhill quick.
What the fuck?
The right hand just wasn't doing it for them.
We're off to Tijuana. The car got
nicked,
nicked, and now we've got our shirts off and we're opening the box. I feel we missed something.
Oh, God.
I mean, I'm just asking, this film is 90 minutes, not 9 minutes long, right?
It's what?
90 minutes, not 9 minutes long.
Huh?
That's a... It's very difficult to see, but there is a Lamont configuration lampshade.
Oh, is there?
Yeah, if you look very No, it's not. I was wrong. I was hopeful. Ooh. Postmodern.
Who mentioned good actors?
New one.
That's the third time I've seen you watching that. I'm gonna have to teach you how to put it on your laptop.
Oh God.
And that's a very nice house.
I still expect this to be better than the Amityville movies, though. So sorry that
No sympathy, dude.
Sorry that you guys getting the comment section is getting spammed. I've been trying my Autobot, so. Keep the camera steady. So that one we watched last week, 13th Child, Legend of the Jersey Devil, that had a similar thing, which was so 2010s of just never keeping the camera still, even when the shot didn't need it to move. If you're an absolute Burke like me, you end up watching the edges to see if it ever stops. I have a feeling that's a bottle of port.
Yeah.
Why not? Go for it.
They're mixing white wine, red wine, and a bottle of port.
Get the feeling I just want to drink.
I think that's fair. That meal's probably half the production budget.
We never talk about the horrific deaths.
The acting is tense. The dialogue is jilted. The atmosphere is fake. It's a genuine family dinner.
Is that girl completely stupid? She can't actually read people. Because clearly you're devoid of all sense and empathy.
I'm going to say this. I'm not going to give it props for the shooting, but Pinhead looks good. That makeup is competent.
It's okay.
That set is competent.
Follow your brother. You know you want to.
Slightly odd selection of photographs at the back of people from like the 1960s.
Yeah, and I'm not sure why the mum kept the stroke mag in the bag. I mean, I'm not saying. Oh wow. You can tell they're very drunk because those all had about a quarter in them. Very easy.
We've got a nice collection of lavender in the front garden, and this time of year it's just buzzing with bees. And it is indeed lovely.
At this point, Pinhead is basically doing a public service. The number of date rape crimes in their vicinity has definitely gone down. She's actually from America, just refusing to be associated with them. Is that a fucking Grand Marnier bottle?
Ooh, classy. He does.
I don't know what the exact opposite of classy and erotic is, but that is the exact opposite of classy and erotic.
Now
And
you
I
know what's
have
on the tape. You feel happy?
and I have no idea how he managed to seduce her.
I don't
Yes,
think
your
anybody in
brother
that
was a
team does.
screaming jerk. Ugh. But it did have more Pinhead than the last movie already, so you know, win some, lose some. Oh God, I just saw my wife. Quality comment. Oh. I have no idea.
Wow.
Wow. Oh. Brutally murdered her in a sexual assault. That's what he did. Oh my God.
That went off a cliff pretty quickly, didn't it?
You know how the law looks on that? Not very well. Oh.
Oh my God, of course they do, you bloody idiot.
Yes, they do have juries in Mexico. They have a fully... No. What? He's an absolute idiot. He's trying to cover up a murder without getting rid of the evidence.
Yep.
Go on. You know you want to open it.
Please, put us out of our misery. That's... Drunk, sexually violent, pretty racist. Let's remember them that way. That'll really bring back the fond memories of our kid.
Let's just gloss over the last couple of days of their lives and just remember them as swell guys.
Now it's not time to smoke a massive cigar. That's just inappropriate.
They probably couldn't pay enough for the cleaning bill to smoke it in the house.
On the grounds that this was probably 1 or 2 take shooting, and from the looks of it, they quite likely had like a maybe 1 or 2 camera setup. I'm going to give these actors credit, and I think we should look beyond the script and go, these are people doing a job well. or as well as they can. And it's also fairly brave to shoot at that speed with the curtains open.
Yeah, and all the reflections.
There is a lot of technical competence on display, which is not me saying it's a good film.
There's a lot of opportunities to have the cameraman in the shot in these.
We do not grave on a curve, and that's. Have they gone for the mahogany effect?
It does seem a bit darker.
I'm gonna say the Lamont configuration is looking pretty good. That was strong.
Okay.
What's the number for 911 again? All their lines cut.
That's not dodgy at all.
Why did she run to another room to make a phone?
Because that's where the phone was.
No, the phone is on the counter behind them.
True. Yeah, bad continuity. Hey, they're wearing the same clothing all the way through this scene. Yeah. That is an accomplishment at this day, at this speed. It's definitely not all right.
Oh, shut. Does he look like he's with him?
Say again?
It just seems a bit odd that she's asking questions where there's clearly an answer. Is he with you? Yeah, he's right next to him. Clearly. Just
in spirit, at least.
I mean, part of it down the front.
All the cars have legged it. So, is it me or are the Cenobites just really into car theft in this film? It's like anytime there's a car, they're just like, I will swallow your soul and nick your car.
Or have they stolen the entire house and just left the cars where they were?
Ooh, because he did do the play with the boxy, so everything after this could and then he turned the uppie, so ooh. That's a nice house. I reckon it's probably used for porn shoots. Where else are you going to find a nice house with good lighting at that kind of speed?
Yes.
No, he's not. He's going to try again.
He's got a bit of a Sean Pertwee thing going on.
No.
The guy with the check shirt. He does.
Nope.
Paul.
I am not going to upset my wife.
Dog Soldiers era. Tell me it's not there.
I am not going to upset my wife.
I think it's mostly the front of his face and the stubble, but it's there.
Just because he's got stubble and whatnot does not make him a Sean Pertwee lookalike.
I'm not saying he's a lookalike. I'm just saying he's got a. Oh, come on. That's solid. Oh, Pinhead Jr.
I recognise that image.
Yeah, I'd see that. I have never seen. I am just waiting to see. You remember the full body shots of Pinhead in daylight in 3?
Mm-hmm.
I reckon we're going to have worse than that in this. Definitely going quicker than Hellseeker.
Mm.
Sorry, Inferno. This is so shot like a soap opera. Oh, you've got a boo-boo. It's the little sticky plaster for the boo-boo on the kiddie Pinhead. God damn it, he ate all the pie. Yeah.
I very much want the teenage girl to die.
Why?
I just don't like her.
Why? What's she done? I mean, she's
don't
done
like her.
practically nothing so far.
When you say done practically nothing, she has been very not exactly, listen.
Did he just hug a pillow? Oh. Oh, God. Yeah, the two hot Cenobite girls lesboing it up, of course.
I'm just trying to think. Are they in the same room at the moment?
I mean, I never thought you could have a less erotic lesbian scene than in Deader, and I was wrong. Cenobians from Cenobia. I'm still quite shocked as to how ill-fitting Pinhead's clothing was. That was. So I've seen pictures of the actor, and he's pretty built. Not in this.
Ooh. Hello, baby.
The face.
What Cenobite says they can take the pain away? That's not their thing.
Well, they did. Your liver. This is all very Hellraiser 101, including the Vagrant, who we remember from at least four or five of them so far. It's had the Vagrant character. Quality. Yes, running away from the scene where you murdered someone, you idiots. Just to clarify, they're in a bar with 2 loos and a urinal. There was blood everywhere. I don't think they've buried her. How long can they stay there before someone goes into that loo and goes, oh my, there's a dead woman in the toilet?
I think they've gone to a different bar.
Maybe in the script, but not in the scenery. That is so ripped off. Wow. Okay. It's cocaine. It's a large box of cocaine. Yeah. He's done a legger from the Feebles, quite obviously. Again, everything he said so far makes me think cocaine. It's cocaine mixed with fentanyl. I don't... That was nice. There are some lines in this which are really good descriptors.
Oh, and he was certainly working his part, wasn't he?
It is intentions that open the box, not hands. That's ripped. I like to watch. I'm going to say that the writer definitely knew Hellraiser. Because
there's a lot of callbacks.
there's a lot of callbacks, and there's a lot of building. So it's a house. A house costs you your soul, or a cat. God, he is obsessed with donkey shows. Yes. Oh God, he's such a jerk. This would have made a really good issue of the Hellraiser comic. I'm not joking. It's. I don't quite know why he decided to tea light it all, other than the sense of occasion. But you know. Justify that, you little shitbag.
So it's
Hands up if
interesting.
you're.
I was going to say it's interesting because in every other film, when the light has come in through the wood boards, you've always seen the beam of light coming in, whereas this one's done it from the other side, so you see the illumination but not the light coming in.
And how much would you like that blue lighting in your house?
I have some blue lighting in my house.
That's a reuse of the shot.
Mm-hmm.
It is not. He was having too much fun. Did they just bung a load of palm trees in there to signify they're in Tijuana?
Yes, probably.
Fawns, I think they're called. They are way confused about the general sexual availability of women in Tijuana, possibly because the writer was a terrible person.
That has never been to Tijuana.
Or he's about to get mugged. She has got quite a large apartment. Wow, you're really selling it to her, mate.
Mm.
Boobs! Yes, she is absolutely feeling this. Oh, yes. I think my driving test had more sexual energy in it.
Yeah, I don't think any of us had a mind on what was going on.
That's a first.
Oh, hello. Being brought back through the bed again.
So we've now got it on the mythos that Cenobites can teleport into any bed at any time, providing it's a sprung mattress.
Yes.
If it's a layered, like a down mattress, no. Sprung mattresses, yeah. Science is unclear about memory foam, but I was going back to what Laura said. God's sakes, this is nasty. It is nasty, but it's not enthusiastically nasty.
Mm.
It doesn't have even for like Gorno. Gorno has a certain. I'm not a fan of it, so I don't know the best way, but it's got a certain luxuriance to it and an enthusiasm. This is just, about as enthusiastic as that woman was before she got her head stoved in. And no, I appreciate that violent sexual assault is not necessarily artistic or cinematic in the real world, but it's a movie,
No.
goddammit. It's supposed to be. Yes. Oh! That's got to be a riff from. Oh, is it part 1 or part 2? That's a riff off. Paul, you'll know this.
I'm thinking part 1.
Yeah. We're talking about someone who probably would have grown up watching these movies if they had an interest in cinema and especially in the horror element. So, a lot of them are catchphrases as well. So it's like, how much of this is them trying to hold on to the phrases? No, it's a box, not a key. You're obviously delusional. Because it's my box. If a Cenobite pops up just at that point through the bed portal, I will giggle. Oh God. She is really getting off on this. For no discernible reason. That's inappropriate behavior, Emma. World's weirdestly shaped vibrator. Can you remember the relationship between those two?
Yeah, so her brother is best mate's dad. So there's no familial relationship.
Best mate. Ah, right.
Yeah.
So she's trying to get some DILF going on.
Yeah, basically.
Right, fine.
Was the best mate her boyfriend?
Don't think so.
No, I hope not. I mean, she's not the world's nicest person, but I haven't seen her do anything that deserves being boyfriend of El Murder bastard. Don't go. I want to be creepy at you.
Mm-hmm.
Just want to say, he's got a lava lamp. He is obviously a man of taste and class. Lava lamps are truth.
I can't get over the black and white photos that he's got of people.
Maybe he collects them. Maybe that's all they could find at the thrift shop. Maybe they just rented the house on Airbnb and didn't tell them what it was for.
So what are you intending to do with that house that you've rented for a couple of days? Don't worry about it, but do you have a spare sprung mattress by any chance?
Memory foam will not do. Right. I bought you a box. Jesus. Tingly. That would imply some kind of puzzle. So use a goddamn spoon, you absolute savage. You haven't drunk any of it.
Soup with 2 cheese crackers.
The Americans do it. They do soup and crackers. I no idea why. They're normally the saltine type. I've never got it. Although I suppose it's kind of like a crouton.
Yeah, I guess kind of.
But if they cracked it over, then it's like a self-assembly.
Crouton, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but they don't. They don't.
Right.
Yes, this is the weird incest soup seduction stage of the film.
To quote, not another teen movie. We're only. Yeah. Oh my God, we're related only by blood.
Yes.
Oh God, that was such a wonderful film. One of Chris Evans' finest moments was wearing that banana sundae as a costume. Makes you look at Captain America in a whole different way.
Okay, line crossed.
And do we reckon Mum's going to walk in the door?
This is just turning into a Pornhub video. They got the tacky lighting. They got the tacky music. They got the questionable acting.
You did say earlier the kind of place that they would film a porno. So I wonder if they substituted the budget by doing double duty.
Hey! I mean, traditionally, they're step brother and sister and all that, but, you know, they probably just forgot to write that one word in the script. because we know he's an absolute jerk.
Why don't you just wait till light? For now?
Oh, good news. We have 30 minutes of this left.
Oh.
Vicky, have you got anything you'd like to say? I've never seen you this disappointed in a film.
It's
yeah.
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 They're clearly not actually watching their seriously traumatized son. She's clearly not noticed that somehow he's not traumatized anymore. Oh God. At least in like Halloween and Friday the 13th, when they realized something wasn't right, they didn't just relax and
this is I really don't want to belabor the point, but this is undoubtedly the worst movie we've watched so far in the whole of Paul and Andrew Watchalong.
Yep.
Oh, Vagrant.
And there are some commendable elements to it, though, and I think we should try and drag the good out of it. Kicking,
that's it. You
screaming.
Just shoot him. He's not on your property. He's just outside the gate. What?
It's America. He's poor. No one cares.
He's just accused him of doing stuff to
Good old American attitudes. Go on, that's it.
I say he's just accused him of doing stuff to his kid, and like the guy hasn't even entered the property yet.
This is fair. Get back inside. This is men's murder, not women's murder. Oh, that's what I like to see. Someone who enjoys their work. I like the Vagrant. After centuries of just bumming around being the harbinger of the Cenobites, he finally gets to get stuck in.
Yes.
Get the TCP and a kilo of sticking plasters.
I am noting that the daughter is not hitting on him anymore for some reason.
He's definitely not as dilfy as he was. I'm credit due. That guy worked quick and he worked with a smile. And the music really wants to make us give him monkeys.
It's the mystery. Who picked up the gun?
Why is the door open? Why in the name of God is the door open? Do, 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 do. Understatement of the day. You could move?
I mean, it's not as if he lives in a bad part of America.
Yeah. And he could afford to go to Tijuana on the fly. He could afford to move out and get his own place and get a job.
Yeah, he's like...
You could use Deliveroo.
He's been possessed.
Or he's just an absolute cock. I think they're trying to play up the whole teen massacre angle, like from films like Elephant. Yeah.
100%.
I just...
Called it.
What happens if he goes to their apartment and it's a futon?
It's like, no, I can't resurrect my friend from here.
He looks like he's from Slipknot right now. So are we thinking that's the murderer rather than the not murderer that is back at the family ranch?
I'm thinking so.
I think he's been possessed by his friend. He was possessed quite shortly after he was standing outside the pool.
Possessed or wearing his skin.
Yeah. And she's definitely the better actress, or at least has been given different direction. I'm not spreading any dispersions. I think definite choices were made at various points. So and I think we can all agree both of them are cocks. And oh no, I just couldn't murder a prostitute if I found out she has a child. That would be wrong. Jesus Christ. Oh wow, that's
Well, at least we've shown he's got a conscience. Maybe.
it's yeah.
Nah.
I have to say there is a lot of this is very Hellraiser.
Mm-hmm.
And there is it is probably the most Hellraisery of movies we've seen so in the last since about like 4.
Oh, we've got the person being brought back and the other person killing on their behalf.
But also like the you've got to tag up from Scarlet. Also the mood swings and the possessive powers of the box to everyone around, and the dialogue. I mean, this is almost like a gay, not gay, but bromantic version of One in a way.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, certainly inspired quite.
Yeah.
Yes, very much a part-time conscience.
Yeah. So there's absolutely a very solid groundwork. I've murdered people for you.
Because in the first
Headshot.
one, didn't we have Frank wearing brother's skin?
Yeah. Yeah.
So I think that's pretty much what we've got going on again.
Hat tip to Vicky. Explains why he's such a prick, and also means that scene earlier wasn't incest.
Yep.
Don't we all feel better now knowing that?
I mean, it wasn't incest from his point of view. Sister, well into it.
That was the power of the box.
Okay.
That's a lovely line. How does he shave? I was desperately, I'll be perfectly honest, I was waiting for someone to pick up on that one, but none of this was mentioned at the start. I would have presumed, considering how free and easy they were with their language at the start, they would have mentioned something.
There would have been an element of tension, you would have thought.
There would have been some discussion of extreme dissatisfaction. It's just, yeah. I like her. That's reasonable. His silly little ratty beard is annoying me.
Yes.
It's so bum fluff.
So he had hold of the trigger finger and nobody tried to get the gun away.
Hey, the sister got up and was going to go for it. That deserves props. Even though Vicky has decided she doesn't like her for reasons that we'll never be able to crawl out of her, she had some go.
At the beginning of the film, she was just a whiny little annoyance.
Yes, happily accepted. but that does describe most of the cast of the characters. So,
Oh, come on, girl. He's wearing his skin. Where do you think your son is?
I don't
In
know.
probably pieces.
In a mattress somewhere,
It's a mattress,
shoving his
yeah.
head out, going peekaboo.
Got that idiotic, stupid idiot. Is like, I've killed many people, and oh my God, you're going to kill me. I didn't see that coming.
Maybe Stephen's son of Pinhead.
I am Stephen, son of Pinhead. I could see Shakespeare writing it. Ooh. I see a plot twist. Is the actual guy, son, going to come through as a sender baby?
Yep.
And gank the bad guy?
Yeah. I mean,
which would so be in line with the original trilogy's setup. So ripping off one. Yeah. But that was because he's a terrible person. So he doesn't want to hang out with the Cenobites, but he really wants to get off in the Cenobite fashion.
Yep.
That scans.
I really don't think so.
God. Nice. Work those kidneys. Work the kidneys. Get those shots in. It just reminds me of the end of 7. Open the box. Open the box. What's in the box? What's in the box? Open the box.
Why is he still alive? Surely he would have bled out by now.
It depends what shotgun was loaded with, I guess.
Are the tea lights essential, or do they just appear whenever you try and open it? Oh, I wonder what's going to happen now.
To me, or did that box not open properly?
I don't know why, but I just got vision of the Cenobites coming out of the garage.
There we go.
It's like, presumably they did have good housekeeping as well. Yeah. And suddenly all the blinds have come down. And they're all in that one set they've been milking for a week. I think they've literally done this on 3 sets. That's a good voice. Wait for it. Yeah, it's a bad rip-off Butterball. God, he looks so weird. It's Pinhead, the geography teacher. The voice is... Oh! I mean, he did tell her to stop talking.
Well, yeah.
That was gooey. And you got to admire his spirit, thinking a shotgun would do anything.
Yeah.
Oh, God. Well, things aren't looking good for her, really, are they?
No.
Bold? Blink, you fucker, blink.
Mm.
That was a quality line.
It was.
What? Randomly skagging the wife? This is... They... Oh, God. Didn't see that coming. Not quite sure why they nicked the wife, but, you know. Or, you know, go on Tinder. One of the two. Vicky, are you holding on there?
A little.
You're just not enjoying this at all, are you?
She hasn't got many actual tears.
Well, that would just be a waste of kids suffering, really, wouldn't it?
Is anyone enjoying this film?
I'm enjoying the experience within the continuity of watching all of Hellraiser. Does that count?
You're trying to find value in it?
Okay.
Done. Based on characters created by.
Please, God. Ah.
Right,
I would like to say
have a
one
drink.
indisputably good thing about this is it was only an hour and 15. Oh God. I think Pink Apple Jam has opinions. Yeah. Her looking at the box going, well, maybe I'll just do that rather than no.
It took an hour and 15 minutes to write. I thought it'd take an hour and 15 minutes to
Probably yes. I have quite a few thoughts on that. Give. Yes. No, you do not get that time back because you had the. So, as she's still here, I think we definitely. Where is it, Freya? Your thoughts, Freya, as the latest victim of watching all of these.
Yeah, welcome into the deep end.
Yeah, this is this is hardcore. Okay. So, is Paul going to ask the questions, or am I going to ask the questions?
Okay,
I've got lots of opinions on this one.
So we're going to move on. Vicky, what did you think of the Cenobites in the film? This is the first one without Doug Bradley as Pinhead.
What did you think of Pinhead? Yeah.
If they really needed to learn to lip sync a little bit better.
Did you think the voice was a good Pinhead voice?
It was okay. It didn't have the gravitas as the original.
I was a little bit disappointed that they got a professional voice actor in and it didn't sound a bit more like Doug Bradley's Pinhead.
He had some pretty good lines, but they were delivered. They were okay. They were not what I would consider to be amazing.
I think he had a choice. Well, number one, we got to remember he didn't have much time to do it, but I think he had a choice. He could either try and imitate Pinhead, or he could do a new version of Pinhead.
Mm-hmm.
And in that context, and I can think of no other way of saying this other than he sounded like a fat bloke reading a menu. I think there was a definite sense of indulgence and whimsical delight to the voice that I think worked.
Yeah, he tried to do something different with it, which was good.
Yeah. And he did have some killer lines.
Yes, there were some
very good lines.
But way too much screen time.
Mm. I did like the aspect of it that he was just sitting on the other side of what was happening. Because there was a lot of time when the family were talking and he was just there hearing what they were saying because he was obviously just waiting. I did like that aspect of it.
Yeah, a bit like the goblins in Labyrinth.
Yes.
Only that was significantly better.
I am going to say this is, as I said during the watching, this is probably the most Hellraiser we've seen for a while. This is because halfway through they decided to rip off the original Hellraiser with a couple of twists, but B, just because this wasn't the weirdo heaven and hell punishment shit. This was straightforward, BDSM monsters from outer space. This was all about the getting off, as opposed to any kind of random arbitrary judgment or any ethics. It was just, we're all about the pleasures of the flesh. So
they kind of broke the mythos really when just one bullet seemed to kill him. But in other films, Julia and all sorts ended up getting ripped apart, and somehow miraculously they came back.
Well, they were always in the hell dimension when that happened.
They were in the
Yeah.
hell dimension when that happened.
Yeah,
Yeah, so the sort of
That
being
didn't work.
no
it
being shot.
could. It could have been Pinhead being a jerk.
Yeah.
Pinhead could very easily have gone, "Oh, if I'm going to let him die so I can really upset the father by nicking the wife." Mwahaha. But other than that, I thought it was very. I mean, they got the Vagrant in, which has been missing for. I think we last saw him in
It's a few
3.
films ago, isn't it? Yeah.
I think we last saw him in 3. And he definitely had a fun time ripping that guy's face off.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I mean, do you rate it at all as a standalone film?
No.
Yeah.
As a standalone film, that's kind of TV, movie, sci-fi channel level.
I don't think you could class it as a standalone because it is absolutely so Hellraiser-y. You need knowing it's from Hellraiser. It gives it an extra point because you got the name, you got the spot checking.
Yeah.
So the tick list. Yeah. I mean, is Vicky able to say anything positive about it at all? Go on, you can. There are some good things in there.
The makeup was pretty good.
I think viscera-wise, it was probably the most unpleasant for a while.
Yeah.
I
think it was nice to see a variety of Cenobites again, because I think we had 5 different ones, although 2 of them were pretty pointless and only appeared for a second.
Yeah, with I think.
I think one of the characters, the friend Cenobite turned into, I swear I've seen something very similar to that, but it was a woman, and I think it was probably in one of the Star Trek universes or something along those lines, with like the markings on the face that looked very similar.
It was kind of like like a slightly fleshier, less pinned up Pinhead, which was.
I found it quite
interesting
that they used a different sized nail for Pinhead to just establish something that looked slightly different.
I would say on a pure gloopy level, that is the gloopiest we've been since 5. Because there was, especially that bit when he pulled the cheek off and all the viscera followed. So that was, although they did reuse a number of gore shots to pad it out, but yeah. And I gotta say, there is the basics of a solid movie in there.
Yeah, had they not spent 3 weeks on it, could they have done a much better job with that? I think they potentially could have done. Yeah.
But we do not grade on a curve, no. And for all of my opinions count for nothing. And why is that, Paul?
Well, I think it might be time for Vicky's final judgment,
which we hold.
Oh, that won't take long.
I think I know where this is.
Bottom, at the bottom. Take it to the bottom. It's going to the bottom.
Are you sure?
It needs to be at the bottom.
You don't want to go
cannot be anywhere else.
No, definitely down.
Send it to the bottom, please. If you can, take it off the board.
Below hell. There we go. Sitting below hell.
Oh my god. I think that's generous.
just barely peeking up. There we go.
Are we happy with that, Vicky, or do you want it a little lower?
I want it on fire, but that's as best as we can do it.
Well. Oh, God.
Go bury it.
Yeah,
out of the white box. 100% agree. Yes.
Oh, that was
painful.
That is undoubtedly, and all of the 30 movies coming on for we've done in Paul and Andrew Watch All of that was the worst film we've seen
so far. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it could still get worse. But
it could. I'm not sure how, but it could.
Jesus, that was. Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
that was. Okay.
Hey, but pleasure, pain. We can now enjoy the others more.
Yeah, I mean, on the upside, the next one is going to be better.
I can't see how it could be worse. I really can't.
No.
So,
So,
sorry to the person that Laura convinced to watch this for actually.
Yes. Yeah. I mean, of all the films you could have started with, we're really sorry it was that one.
That was a trial. Oh God, I'd say that would be a trial by fire, but a trial by fire is probably a bit more fun and interesting. Jesus.
I mean, if you did get through the entirety of that film, well done.
Oh, we salute you. Speaking of getting through the entire things, everyone who's already seen this knows about the Amityville thing. It's down at the bottom. Send me cash. Hey, Vicky, anything you want to say?
More alcohol, please.
The green text, the outro.
Yeah, she's no, not interested anymore.
Yeah, do
you want me to take this?
Of all the life choices I've
Paul
ever.
and I, after this, have decided to leave the country.
Fair, very fair.
And recover.
Yes.
So we're going to take a bit of a hiatus and try and bleach whatever remains in our memory of that. That Andy has an exciting event to tell you.
Yes, I am on the 30th of September. I am going to be doing 24 hours of Amityville movies, which now in comparison possibly could be better than that. All the funds going to Crisis to help the homeless. But yes, the next time we will meet will be on Tuesday the 3rd, where we'll be watching Hellraiser Judgement. Paul, what's the synopsis for Hellraiser Judgment?
It's a little bit longer than the last one. So detectives Sean and David Carter are on the case to find a gruesome serial killer terrorizing the city. Joining forces with Detective Christine Edgerton, they dig deeper into a spiraling maze of horror that may not be of this world.
Hey, Vicky. How are you feeling about that?
Does that sound better than what you've just watched?
Are you excited?
Everybody, I am so sorry that you are having to experience this with us. And this film today has clearly scarred the evening. Whether I'm looking for these films, had better start picking the hell up, or
you're still going to stick to the end of it.
Or I'm probably going to have to watch it right up until the end of Event Horizon. Yeah,
you're going to have to.
It will finish on a high. Event Horizon.
Finish on Event Horizon.
Yeah. Anyway, you can find Paul and Andrew Watchalong at trashortreasure.blog. You can search Facebook for the Super Fortress Hardcore Genki Hall of Awesome, where we plan similar things of ridiculousness like this. I think, Vicky, are you reading the green text, or we just slinging it over to Paul for the bye?
Again, I'm very sorry, everybody, for having to watch that. We will be again, I'm sure, on the 3rd.
Never.
Best wishes, and I hope you forget this as quickly as I'm going to try.
Never forget our determination to watch the entirety of a series of movies.
We will get to the end.
Yes.
Come that or
until next time.
Until next time, yes. Goodbye, everybody.
Bye.
Thank you for putting up with that.
Oh, God.